It's the end of the year, and that means I get to be super judgy, so I have gone over all the books that I've read in 2018, over 100 books, and put together my favorite books for each of my 5 most read genres. So today we are going to be doing the 4 best suspense thrillers of 2018. I'm really excited to share my picks with you. It's really fun to sort of take a look over your list over the entire year and sort of determine which you liked and which you didn't like. What we're going to be focusing on is which books you should probably definitely be adding to your list for next year or for whenever your little heart desires. So be sure to check out all the other videos I'm doing for the end of the year roundup, best of the year. I'll link some of them below and probably create a playlist so that you can watch all of them around the new year to your heart's content. So let's dive on in. First up is Providence by Caroline Kepnes. I don't know why I can never remember how to say her last name. It's absolutely terrible of me. But she was the author of You, and Providence was not at all like You. Very different vibe and energy and everything. So I think a lot of the mixed reviews that this book received in 2018 was because people were expecting another book like You, but what they got was something very different. But if you go in with an open mind, just as fantastic. It's really a superhero origin story with like an enduring love story thrown in, and it's just really fun. It's really fun to read. I had a great time with it, and it surprised me how much I adored the characters. I feel like this author has such a gift for writing about love in a very authentic, real way. There's a scene between the older couple in the novel that actually made me cry just because of how real it was and how in love they truly were, and not in a cheesy fictional way, but in a way that anyone in a relationship can relate to. And I don't know how she writes like that, but it is a gift and a talent, and she used it to her best advantage in this book. It's hard to describe it too much without giving anything away like most thrillers, but I will just say to go in expecting something kind of quick and fast-paced, kind of romantic in an authentic way, and something that's really like a superhero origin story. And if any of those things sound like your fancy, then go for it. Social Creature by Tara Isabella Burton is next up on this list, and this is one of those books that really sort of nested itself into my head. I think that the author may be a genius, and I'm sure that this book has more layers than I was able to see, but regardless, it was absolutely dark, dismal, and fantastic in all the best sort of ways. It follows a woman in her late 20s in the New York City creative scene where everyone is sort of caught up in the pressure to create or to be great or to find fame in some way. So it's a really interesting New York City dynamic that a lot of people like to read about. But beyond that, the dynamic between these 2 females is really fascinating. They have this friendship that quickly devolves, which can just be so fun to read. You know what I'm talking about. It's definitely one of those books. It also does a great job of tying in social media and how that impacts us. It does a great job of talking about the pressure to conform and to fit in and to be successful in the modern age. It's very deep, but it's not so deep that it's gonna like sink you in. It's just perfectly told, perfectly composed, very dark, dismal, and depressing, but in all the ways that we thriller lovers tend to like. Next up is Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. I was surprised by how completely suspenseful this was from start to finish. Not everybody can do that, but the author on this one really knew what she was doing. She draws you in and she doesn't let go. It's just consistently suspenseful content, so it's a blast to read, and it goes by really quick, and it's one of the easiest thriller books to recommend because it's just checks all the boxes. Like, there's something for everybody in it. It's about a mother who's on the run from her murderous ex-husband, and she has new identities for herself and her 2 children. She's sort of like a warrior mom badass, and she'll do whatever it takes to protect her children. And when old enemies start coming to the surface and start to threaten their safety and their new identities, drama ensues. It's a good time. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it was really fun. Next up is The One by John Mars, which I recommended recently in a video because I read it recently. It is really good. It's sort of like a Black Mirror vibe about a reality where your one true love can be found by DNA match. So in a world where you don't have to struggle to find your one true love, and in a world where there might be some changes in perspectives on what love means due to this technology, what does that do? What effect does that have on concepts of love and marriage and happiness itself? It was a really fun, enjoyable dark, twisted sort of read where everyone's sort of doomed, but in a way that you just want to watch it happen. It's got dynamite characters and this really dominant, impressive plot where it's studying a couple of different couples who are living in this different reality than ours, but not so different that we couldn't imagine it happening. It's really good, perfect if you're a fan of Black Mirror. That is it for the best suspense thriller books of 2018. I hope you've had fun going over this list with me, and I hope you found something that you can add to your own TBR stack very, very soon. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and if you're new here, go ahead, press that subscribe button. I'm not so scary. If you want more unhauls, book reviews, hauls, everything bookish, I'm your girl. So go ahead and press that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.